whose desire to change the regime. Of course these people desire to change the regime. So of course they're a threat. But let's cover this story and understand the context in which they are a threat and why they are a threat. And the real issue about what's happening to these people is protecting them and their families under international law, under the Fourth Geneva Convention. They're supposed to have protected person status, and that is more than just a designation. It is a meaningful part of civilized international conduct in which we all live. Now, we're talking about, back to this context, about a region of the world that is the most dangerous, nuclear-armed, all around Iran region in the world, where global confrontation is a constant threat, and right now the world is poised on that region because of the real threat posed by the Iranian nuclear initiative. And so to conflate and to misunderstand the role of MEK and those people in Ashraf is to add to the propaganda volume and take us away from the real story here, which is this terrible moment that we are at in trying to confront evil. And how do we confront evil in a way that protects us, protects decent values? So this is no kidding around. And the one thing I know, and I think most of the people on the stage know, is that if there is anything that the United States government is concentrated on in this moment, it is in trying to find a way to stop Iran's nuclear capability and to look at all options and to exhaust them, as Patrick suggested, before taking this last awful step that I refer to. So that there are a lot of questions that come cascading from what we started to talk about today about Ashraf. And they're all tied together. And it's time that my profession especially starts making those connections. So I'm here today to, in a way, say that the most important thing that we need to do, I believe, is to free people to be truthful. And the people in Camp Ashraf have the ability to be truthful if they're free. So that becomes an obvious starting point. But there's also, when we get around in the press to doing this story the way we need to do it, we also need to look at the present Iraqi government and how it came to be that a war that we initiated has ended up producing a Maliki, a state in Iraq which has the MEK imprisoned and has emboldened and strengthened Iran. That too is part of this story. We have an obligation to tie these ends together and to give our readers and our viewers and people around the world the best obtainable version about the truth of MEK, about the Iranian opposition, and about ultimately what is Kafkaesque, and that is who is ultimately responsible for this terror that we are being held accountable to without our having been the perpetrators. Thank you very much.